Tanner Zipshin, very happy to be here. I mean, massive fan of this next franchise, as I'm sure many of you are. I see the scarves and all the wow, got some cosplay. Very cool. You're in the right place. Any Harry Potter fans out there? Amazing. Well, we've got a very special treat, a little Harry Potter reunion with two of our absolute favorites. So we've got about 30 minutes. We'll get through as many fan questions as we can. We got some audience mics, so think of some good questions. And let's give it up. A big Niagara Falls welcome for Bonnie Wright and Matthew Lewis.
Hello.
Hi.
This is a nice little wee room, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the widescreen format.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, cool. There's people behind me.
How is everyone?
I've got Mentos stuck in my tooth, so that's why if I look like I'm doing this the whole time, that's why.
Now, it's so cool that you guys are here.
That's so disgusting, sorry.
It's okay, what's up? I'll just kill some time. I'll just kill some time.
Hideous. Sorry, it is really stuck in my tooth though. Carry on.
Now, you being here, together, how often do you now catch up with, fellow cast members, and how often does this happen? I know we had a pretty massive reunion, a couple, which was kind of like for a lot of fans, I think, like we're coming out of the pandemic was still kind of going on. It was like the light at the end of the tunnel was this awesome Harry Potter reunion that we were all so stoked to see. But how often does that happen? How often do you see cast members and catch up with them?
Yeah, I feel like that filming of that show was a surreal experience because A, we were all together, which is hard for us to get all of us in the same room at the same time. We'll see each other in different parts of the world at different times, but everyone concentrated. And to then actually be on the sets that we spent so much time on was just like mind-blowing. And I think, like you say, it was such a wonderful thing, and I loved it. Was received so well, so many people watched it. I remember at the time being quite surprised we were already doing a reunion, but then I figured out it was a reunion of the first movie. I was like, are we that old already? But I love doing it, and yeah, we have things like this, or going to support people and what they're doing, whether they're in a play and going to see them do that, or watching their show, or it's just so cool to be able to continue to support each other in the new chapters we're in.
And I think going into this project, you probably had some sense of maybe how big this was going to be because the books were quite popular at the time, and yeah, here we are, years later, and we've built this massive thing. Did you have a sense of it, or I guess or were you still kind of unprepared for what this would become?
Yeah, very unprepared, truthfully. I mean, you're right. I was aware of how large the books were. But still, I mean, I'm 10 years old at the time. The world outside of Leeds, England doesn't really exist. The idea of people in Niagara Falls, Canada, reading the books, people around the world, it just doesn't really compute, And people could say, oh, it's big all over the world, but you don't really grasp it, And then I think that when I went for the first meetings and I met all the producers and casting directors and Chris Columbus. I think they were the first Americans I'd ever met. It was very exciting. Words like Hollywood and stuff. It was exciting, but not for me. I didn't expect that was going to be for me. I didn't think that was going to be this whole global phenomenon that it went on to become. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, even now. I mean, what are we? 22, 3, 4 years later, I still think this is completely insane to be in this room in Canada and you're all listening to me. Like it's baffling. It's really incredible. And to answer your question, no, I wasn't prepared at all. The first time we went out to the first premiere, the film wasn't even out yet. It was the premiere, the red carpet, and people were shouting Matthew. I mean, I'd be surprised if they were shouting Neville. Like, how do you even know the film's not out yet? But they were shouting Matthew, and it was just completely mind-blowing to me. And then every year it seemed to get bigger. I didn't think we'd do them all because we decided. Did you sign up for the 2? Yeah, so we signed up for 2 at a time. And I honestly thought, well, the second one, they'll probably get bored of it or whatever, and we won't do anymore. And I kept thinking that right up until I signed on for 6. When I signed up for Goblet of Earth, Half-Blood Prince, I thought, I think we're going to do them all now. I think we're going to do them all. I fully anticipated that it would kind of run out of steam a little bit. For it to still be going now, 2 decades later, wow.
Yeah, and it's so big, and then you know when people rewatch these films and they see you at this age, and it's almost like sometimes people forget you grow up. Because I know a few years back, some pictures of you were all over the internet. Like, damn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, everyone's like, I'm like, well, people grow up, and I'm like, wow. I mean, not to put you on the spot or anything, but must have felt pretty cool.
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Were you like, yeah, that's right.
that was alright. I mean, hey, look, at the end of the day, people can say a lot worse things about you
That's
on the
true.
internet. And do say a lot worse things about you on the internet. So, a lot of people saying nice things, yeah, it comes with a degree of, is pressure the right word? I don't know, you feel a bit kind of, oh shit, I don't actually look like that. Like, if these people, once the spell wears off, they'll all realise that they're all gone mad for a little while. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about people saying nice things.
That's true, exactly. It's a lot of people's backgrounds on their phones, I'm sure. Okay, well, we're going to go to...